Hello and welcome to a fantastic episode of The Tasting Table, presented by Was That in Good Taste? My name is Chandler Phillips, and with me as always is your other taster and host,
James Beery. Woo!
and what makes this episode so very special is we're going to be doing a little extended time. Usually our tasting tables are a bit shorter format, but we got kind of a lot to get through today. So before we get into it, remember to like, comment, and subscribe so that you can hear all of the tasty, delicious recommendations for beverages and cocktails and opinions that may be
We might
in
have.
good taste
Or not.
or not. What we're doing today is a flight, a medley, a whole cacophony of picklebacks.
12 liquors, 3 brines, 1 question.
Does it pickleback? And we're going to be
Woo.
finding that out today. The game we're going to be playing, as it is set up, we have, as you just said, 12 different liquors here. We're each going to be picking, 3 of them?
Yep.
We're going to be taking turns, trading off, no repeats.
No repeats.
And then as we pick our, we're going to draft our liquor and then draft a chase of pickleback. And we have 3 different styles of brine ahead of us to try to narrow in on what kind of flavors, what kind of picklebacks will pair best with the various different spirits we have here. Granted, there is a lot, like we are pretty heavy on the bourbons and whiskeys, which is like the traditional pickleback juice.
Well, we got a few interesting things in here.
But we do have a couple wild cards.
Bringing back the Amos.
And then also the La Venenosa, the dreaded La Venenosa.
We all know El Gubernador.
Oh, the Pisco.
Yeah, the Pisco.
I've had a lot of good fun times with the Pisco. And then we also have our Empress Rose and Elderflower Gin. So yeah, we
Got some low shelf here?
we got some low shelf, we got some high shelf.
With the redemption, the high shelf with the high west.
Oh, real high shelf on that. Didn't we just recently talk about this
We
high
did
west?
indeed.
Wow. If only, you could go back and listen to just our straight up reviews of that, and then you'd have even more context going into this one. How
Did you
cool,
make picture sent over here?
how cool would that be?
That would be pretty cool. I'm really excited. What brines do we have here?
You poured them up, so why
Okay.
don't you introduce the brines?
So over here on the left, we have ourselves a traditional dill pickle brine. In the middle here, we have a banana pepper brine.
Spicy.
Spicy hot banana pepper brine. And this here is a black garlic brine, with black garlic being garlic that is blackened. It's
Wait, no,
Korean.
it's
the Korean black garlic, right?
I thought it was like the genus of garlic.
I thought it
is
was
like
no.
a-
I thought it was like the Korean black garlic.
Is that not okay? Wait, hold on.
No. Korean black garlic is like, it's processed. It's like, I can't remember right now. Is it fermented?
What is the deal with black garlic? Okay, so it is a truly labor of love, according to Spruce Eats. This unique ingredient isn't anything new. It's been used for traditional flavor purposes.
Yeah, you can make it.
Oh, it's a product of aging regular garlic bulbs over the course of weeks or months.
I did say fermenting,
You are
but
correct.
I think there's ways. I think there's like shortcuts.
Oh, similarly, that's how black limes are also produced in like a aged fermented.
Oh,
So okay, just most blackened foods, I guess, are produced via aging.
and people.
What did say a label? This okay, you lied. This is not your traditional.
Well,
Dill
hold on.
juice.
Whatever, they put like 3 peppers.
It has a whole.
It had 3.
So-
It had 3 dried chilies in the whole thing.
But okay, but it is dill. Is it a sour? Is
No,
it
it's
a
dill. It's dill.
kosher?
No, it's dill.
It's a
It's a kosher. First of all, kosher dill,
kosher dill.
same thing.
Mm. You can kosher. I find in my pickle consumption,
They just making up stuff now.
like kosher dill. Yes, that is something can be dill and not be kosher, and it'll have a bit of a weirder twang to it. Something can be kosher, but it is dill. Like in order
Do
to
you think? Do you think the pickle is kosher, as in it's kosher, not the process of koshering?
No, I think there's like,
You think like a rabbi is going around
and they have to snip the
they're
tip
going-
of the pickle.
they're going to the places.
No,
Have you ever seen the fucking the kosher symbol on a thing of pickles?
no, I'm saying
It's-
it's like how the difference between like kosher salt and like other ionized or iodinized salt is different.
But the other,
Like, there's-
but the other pickles aren't. They're not kosher dill. They would be half sours, or whole sours, or new pickles. Okay, they would not. You've never heard of a kosher sour before.
No,
Kosher,
no,
the
okay,
kosher
that's a-
is the kosher is garlic. So
Yes, but you can have a dill pickle.
you cannot
that
have
is-
a dill pickle
can
without
have-
garlic in it.
No, no, no. You can have a dill pickle that is not kosher dill.
A spicy pickle will have dill in it, but it won't be a dill pickle. It'll be a like a habanero.
But just because something's dill does not mean it's a kosher pickle. Like it's a kosher dill. Like there's a style of like whatever ratio.
When have you
blending-
ever seen a non-kosher dill pickle?
I've seen it. I've seen it
it-
from Grillo's. Grillo's doesn't do a quote unquote kosher dill.
What does a plain dill pickle look like? What is in it?
I don't know.
What is in
it's
it
just-
that's different than a kosher
It's
dill?
just off. Like it's just kind of like Vlasic dill pickle chips, like just the pickle chip. Like there's, it's
Well,
just,
those are offensive though.
but they're better than the bread and butter. That's for damn sure.
Oh, I mean,
And
okay.
again, a bread and butter will use dill, but it's not kosher by any means. Like okay, if I'm getting pickles and I see the options and it's like there's dill, there's kosher dill, there's half sour, there's sour, and there's bread and butter. I'm gonna go for the kosher dill. Not because I think it's like more sanctimonious or whatever. It's just I know that the style
I
in
don't
which
think I don't think I've ever gone to the store
and got
and-
pickles.
and seen like if they say dill. First of all, Vlasic, kosher dill pickle chips,
Yeah.
kosher dill slices. Okay, okay.
Some of them are just the sandwich toppers.
But those they don't call it. They call them sandwich pickles or sandwich dill, right?
They call them stackers.
The stackers.
I love me some stackers.
Do you like picklebacks?
I don't dislike them, but I like whiskey more. I like whiskey, and so I feel like a lot of the time the pickleback is there for the purpose of like diluting the flavor of the whiskey, and so more often than not, if I'm doing a pickleback, it's because I'm drinking whiskey that I don't necessarily like or want to like. But I did find out in the little itty bitty tidbits of research that we did,
I'm going first.
there is an elusive potential benefit to actually consuming the pickle juice when it comes to the digestion of the alcohol. Some argue, and there's some inconclusive studies. You're going with the Uncle Nearest, the 1884?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let them know after you were telling a little story.
The electrolytes and sodium and just subsequent ability for your body to gain nutrients and also just the general like added substance into your body in addition to the alcohol can kind of aid with digestion and potentially minimize the effects of a hangover because you're getting more fluids into your body, and then also because of the sodium, your body's able to extract more like actual nutrients from the fluids that are going in, much like a Pedialyte kind of deal. As far as why picklebacks work remains to be seen.
Well, I hadn't had one until I went out with my ex like 5 years ago, and I decided to try it, and I thought it was okay. I love pickle juice. I'm a pickle juice fanatic.
You are a pickle person.
I picked the Uncle Nearest, the 1884 one, because it has it's related to black people in some form or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 93 proof,
Ooh.
which means it's nice and spicy.
Nice.
And I thought that it would actually go really well with the black garlic pickle juice, which I have.
Oh.
So I'm gonna pour it in there. I'm gonna shoot it, I guess, huh?
You're going to pour it into the thing?
Yeah.
No, you got to do the whiskey and then chase it with pickle
Okay.
juice.
So what? Oh, you know what I'm gonna do?
You know,
I
pour
will
it in
use
the-
one of these
Yeah.
for the. Gotcha. Okay.
Whoa.
All right. I'm gonna shoot the whiskey, then shoot the brine. I picked this brine because, as we're about to find out after I do it. No, I'm gonna give you my opinion about it first.
Yeah. Tell me about that, Brian.
These pickles kind of taste like bread and butter pickles.
They're
They're a little sweet, and I kind of hate that.
They're a little on the sweeter
I
side.
am not a I'm not a bread and butter guy. Okay, but I thought that the sweetness and the little bit of garlic would work really well with the kind of astringent, kind of overproof taste, along with I think there's some sweet notes in it that could be brought out or elevated. So here we go, Uncle Nearest, 1884, 93 proof. We did this before too. Click the link or whatever.
So while you're trying that, I'm going to go ahead and do a little history lesson. Picklebacks only really came into popularity around the 2010s. It's the story that's credited to the popularity of picklebacks, which they've been around for a while, and other countries have been chasing their spirit shots with pickle juice or other sort of brines for generations. But the legend has it that picklebacks became popular in the U.S. around 2006 after Reggie Cunningham, a bartender at the Bushwick Country Club in Brooklyn, served one to a customer who asked for specifically a shot of pickle juice to follow their whiskey. And apparently this had been a little trade secret of truckers for a while. And so it's just kind of one of those like pick-me-ups in the morning where you chase, or like if you after a night of drinking and you got to hit the road and maybe you haven't shaken off the night entirely, you just down a little bit of pickle juice again because of the electrolytes, and it's supposed to help get you going in the morning.
Do you think they were spending $14 on jars of black garlic pickle juice?
Good God, no. I think they were barely spending $2 on jars of what we would see as like Costco kind of.
I'm not wrong. I think
These are tough to pour.
they are. That pickle is not worth $14. But I do think it tastes actually pretty good with the Uncle Nearest. It's interesting. The Uncle Nearest cut through that kind of bread and butter sweetness. It led into like the dill. It didn't enhance the Uncle Nearest. But I think actually, because I think the Uncle Nearest might actually be too alcohol forward, again, being 93 proof. I kind of only got the burn.
Of
the whiskey.
of the whiskey.
I gotta
pour this confidently. Okay.
of the whiskey, yes.
And so the pickle juice didn't really cut it too much.
No.
Unfortunate.
Well,
how was the whiskey though? Like, was the aftertaste? What did it ruin it?
Tasted like I drank pickle juice after a strong shot of bourbon.
All right. So, Uncle Near. Well, I think more importantly, the ruling is black garlic pickle juice.
I don't know.
May not pickleback.
I mean, we have like after that, we still have 4 more. So I mean, maybe somebody might make the way back around. No, we're doing 3 each.
I said we were doing an extended episode. Okay, so for my leadoff batter, I'm gonna do Buffalo Trace. It's one of the first whiskeys I ever started drinking. When I started getting into whiskeys, it was one that, when my friends and I were in college and we were like, oh, this is a cool thing that we read on Reddit. What if you do pickle juice as a chaser, and it's supposed to like chemically cancel out the whiskey burn? And we were like, oh God, we don't even know how to deal with whiskey burn. Whoa, man. And so we were doing it with Buffalo Trace and Jameson is the other popular pickleback whiskey. So I'm going to do Buffalo Trace, which usually has a bit of a slightly sweeter, almost appley kind of thing. And so I thought a good pairing for that would be something on the more typical pickle spectrum, something a little bit more like it's got the tangy tartness and then maybe just a little hint of spice to kind of bring out a little bit of that pepperiness that you'll get in a little bit of rye or bourbon.
That sounds amazing. You know what's interesting because I've been really wanting to revisit Buffalo Trace, and I've been really hesitant to do a pickleback episode. I don't know. I'm not convinced yet. I'm not personally finding the experiment to show me that it's improving or reducing my experience, but I think we should be clear. I like straight liquor, right? You know what I mean? And I do like cocktails, but as a person who doesn't often need a specific chaser, like I don't really see you also really with a chaser. We might drink something or make a cocktail,
Mm-hmm.
but we're not out here like running for a shot of Sprite to wash the yuckiness out of the liquor out of our mouths. So we might not actually be the best people to be like, oh, is this improving it? Because I don't know about you, but like it's good enough by itself.
It is tough to try to negotiate the do I want to enjoy just the whiskey on its own? And if I'm drinking whiskey that I don't enjoy, then why am I drinking it?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
With that said, though, I uh, conclude that this pickleback is a very good pickleback. I am pleasantly surprised by the little bit of spice at the end of this.
Told you it's not that spicy.
It's not that spicy.
Told you.
Not that spicy in the slightest.
You thought it's because of me it was gonna be fucking burning
A little
your mouth
bit.
off. No.
You've been like, oh, it's not that spicy. Dab, 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 and then just. Oof. No, but I think the initial dryness that comes with the bourbon is actually complemented. It's kind of like when you get two songs that just match, like from two different artists, two different albums, but their intros and outros just perfectly match up. I it wouldn't be something I would have together, but it almost works. Just it needs. I think the whiskey needs a second to breathe between the pickle shot or the pickleback because otherwise it's almost a hat on a hat. But I think the whiskey comes off very or not delicate. It comes off very rugged at the end. And then when the pickle juice comes in, it's very quenching, and then the spiciness at the end just kind of leaves a little like a little sizzle, just a little sizzle.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Does Buffalo Trace does it pickleback?
Buffalo Trace, it does pickleback.
It's interesting because I saw you reach for Buffalo Trace, and I thought to myself, I have to go a little odd.
You gotta look. Okay. You gotta go a little weird.
So I went with the bringing it back, the Amos Gin, which is an interesting, heavily botanical gin. Right?
Oh, it's the one with mushrooms.
It is. But it's interesting that they say that. But I think they really could have picked any of the botanicals because it's full of so many. How much mushroom is in it as opposed to one of the other 75?
But it does have 3 different types of mushroom. It's got lion's head, it's got cremini. No, not cremini. It's got shiitake, and then I think it has like one other one that I'm drawing a blank on. But if you want to remind me, go back and watch the episode that we did on that because we talk about it at length, and then just write in the comments whatever I said then, and that would be great to help me remember. I'll wait.
Since I've exhausted I'm moving on to the the yellow pepper. Banana pepper, which is actually one of my favorite. I'm so weird. What's wrong with me? I love these. I use these everywhere. I put them in my pasta. I put them on rice. I eat them out the jar.
Banana peppers?
Yeah, they're delicious. I think the brine is always very good. I actually don't really like martinis too much, but I do. I actually love a filthy martini. And sometimes like half olive juice, half banana pepper juice. So I'm going to shoot this Amos because I'm gonna be honest, I'm actually not completely confident, but the reason that I picked this is that I felt like with all of the botanicals and how funky it is, I think it might lead itself to being a good platform for this kind of complex flavors. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's stuff going on here. If you don't remember, the Amos has cocoa, it
Oh
has
yeah.
umami. You know what I mean? This is really kind of herbaceous, and while a little sweet, it also has a savory kind of thing going on here.
Hmm.
So you know what they say, slancha.
It is kind of interesting how a dirty martini is like if you think about a pickleback is just like you have some brine, because we got into this conversation in trying to figure out the logistics of this episode. I was like, well, what about if you use like different brines? And you were like, but a pickle brine is a pickle, but like pickle brine is pickle brine,
Well, I mean, it's not. I mean,
not
okay,
pickled
okay, but like I do know that picklebacks in bars do tend to be
pickle juice,
not just pickle juice.
not
Actually,
just pickled. Well,
no, because often pickle juice is one. It's expensive unless you're like a bar restaurant and you're buying those big tubs of pickles,
yeah.
right? But even those, the brine is often not salinic enough by
Mm.
itself. That's why they sell dirty martini mix. Because you ever just got a jar of olives and tried to use the brine, you notice it's not potent enough.
I have never bought a jar of olives in my life.
Well,
I despise olives.
well, it tends to be not that potent, and I think that with pickles, it kind of tends to be the same thing, where unless you're spending good money, like that was like a $12 jar of pickles or something. I can make pickles. I make pickles all the fucking time. But like I went to a
I'm
farmer's
making
market.
pickles right now.
I am, and I went to the farmer's market. You know what I mean? And they fucking had it, so I got it, and it was good. But and I think this actually is a pretty potent like pickle brine. But generally, they tend to be a little mellow. Now, the hot banana pepper brine, concentrated, sweet, a little spicy, and with the samas, a absolute great pairing. If the question is, does a mas? Well, pardon me. If the question is, does a mas pickleback? The answer is yes. It's complicated, it's funky, it's fun, and it's interesting because I got to enjoy the brine from the banana peppers, but the gin has this kind of long lasting quality, right? You remember that.
Yeah.
Even though the gin has the gin has like long lasting quality that matches perfectly with the pickle brine because the flavor of the gin lingers,
Mm-hmm.
which means the flavor of the brine lingers.
Oh, it doesn't just like immediately kind of cancel it out.
And
Like it doesn't.
no, it's kind of giving me something fun and funky.
Ooh,
What you gonna pour over there?
this time we're gonna get funky, funky. I wanted to try the rye.
Oh,
The last one I kind of was like, ooh, this pepperiness, like the cracked black pepper
mm-hmm.
kind of vibe, I think really matches the kind of freak that I want from this pickle juice. And so I'm gonna do a little bit of this redemption rye. It is one of our favorite ryes
It's been
to
a
have.
while. I haven't had it in so long.
Um, usually we only really see the high rye bourbon,
Yeah.
which again, also big fan. But you managed to get your hands on the straight rye and the straight bourbon,
Yeah.
which I mean, in theory, if we wanted to make a little a blend, it's not impossible. But we're gonna.
I kind of want to do an old fashioned. I haven't been drinking them that frequently, but I kind of feel like, yeah, I love Buffalo Trace with old fashioned. I love Redemption bourbon with it.
Redemption is a great mixing whiskey. Like we should actually plan to do like some sort of Manhattan variations
We
on it.
definitely should. But you know what? We won't know unless you tell us.
That's true.
So you went for the Redemption Rye. I think as you consume this, right? I think that rye is an interesting choice for a pickleback because, like the Amas, a lot of ryes do have kind of an interesting, funky kind of fun going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, I don't know, something about that black garlic, I think, and the rye would work pretty well together.
Well, so what I decided to do, because we had just kind of
You
discussed,
decided to mix it.
I decided to blend my pickle juices because we just talked about how sometimes you get a pickle juice that isn't pickly enough. I want just a touch, just a little, just like a little nuance of that black.
You were afraid of the black garlic. I had it straight.
I'm not afraid of it.
Mm,
I
mm.
want it to be balanced.
Beer.
I want it to find itself in its center.
Well, it's time to find the answer to the question. Does redemption rye pickleback?
God, it smells delicious. Like that is just a great smelling.
Okay, okay. He throws it back. It hits the palate. I feel like he's taking way too long to shoot the fucking pickle juice, but okay. I don't know. You let me know in the comments what you think.
Ooh. Oh.
Okay, George Decay.
Oh my. Interesting. Okay. I don't hate.
Interesting.
So I did find that the black garlic pickle juice was much quenchier than the what are we calling it? The regular?
Yeah. The pickle brine.
The classic. The classic pickle brine. The rye whiskey, however, was too good on its own, and I kind of didn't want it to leave.
Oh my God.
So the thing that happens, like taste bud wise, is similar to why you put any sort of citrus paired with strong alcohols, is because the acidity helps kind of cut through the sharpness and bitterness of the alcohol. And also is why you put salt on the rim of a margarita, is because the salinity itself also helps kind of do like a hard reset of your taste buds. And I'm going to be honest, that rye is too good to want a hard reset for. I think
As I've just tasted a little bit of the rye, it's good, but it's not that good. You're glazing a little bit.
I'm a rye guy.
You're glazing a little bit. You're slobbering that knob a little.
Well, maybe I just didn't get it right the first time. Maybe I just need maybe my palate isn't refined enough, and instead I just need to really concentrate on this whiskey. Maybe I just tried doing too much. You know, maybe I just tried mixing and blending and doing too much over here, and I need to just kind of, keep it simple, stupid. You ever heard that one?
It's interesting
Where
because
people are like, remember Kiss? And then I'm like, yeah, I know Kiss. And
I want to rock.
That's Twisted Sister.
I know it is. I know it is.
Oh, it was a bit.
Yeah, because I don't, because, Gene Simmons is annoying.
Crazy Train.
Okay, for my third and final pickleback, I'm going to select the classic Maker's Mark.
I don't think it picklebacks. I think Maker's Pickleback. I'm just giving my
Oh, you're gonna. Oh, yes.
I'm giving a ruling. Redemption Rye does not pickleback. Sorry. Now Makers, what's their deal?
Well, Makers is an old style bourbon. It's old. What was it? 1800s version.
It's
of it. It's pre-prohibition, right?
Yeah.
Not post-prohibition.
That would be after.
Pre-prohibition style. It's the only pre-prohibition style whiskey from that era that still exists today.
What happened to all the other ones?
They went out of business, or they changed their recipes. Because the main thing with Makers is effectively, except for I think once in the 80s, they haven't changed their recipe. I think they changed it slightly. And if I remember correctly, I don't quite remember. I think either they changed it and it was like a thing, or they changed it and they reverted. But it was like, like a small change, but people didn't like that because it's a very traditional type of bourbon, which I think is a little different. It's been a while since I've had it, but it's a little less sweet. Okay.
Mhm.
I think that one, it has the twist off top, hand dipped in the wax. I think it's less sweet.
You think it's less sweet as a whiskey
Yeah,
compared
than other
to
bourbons.
uh hmm,
But you know what? Hold on. It's been a while since I've had it.
it's been a while.
One of the reasons is because this style of bourbon, a lot of people don't like. We had this discussion before.
What do you know off the top like just what that style
Oh, it's
is?
I don't, but isn't it?
I feel like
I'm
it's
talking about, what was it again?
a
Wasn't it Mad Corn? What was the fucking? We did this before. I can't
was
remember.
it hella corn or was it a little bit more wheat than rye?
I could have sworn it was like hella corn, but it also had. I don't remember. That's interesting.
So in 1953, he burned the family recipe
Hmm.
and started over. What?
Mm.
Wait, 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 wait. So he just did that whole spiel about how it's like a traditional recipe, and then on the bottle it says, Maker's Mark is a handmade bourbon whiskey. All began when my grandfather, Bill Samuels Sr., a sixth-generation Kentucky distiller, didn't care for the whiskey his family made.
When was this?
1953,
That's
after Prohibition.
what? Wait, are they lying?
His taste vision was soft, rich, and creamy, full-bodied, yet balanced bourbon. Meanwhile, my grandmother, Margie, was busy designing the bottle you're holding. In fact, it was her idea to hand dip every bottle in our own signature red wax, to this day, Maker's Mark, in small quantities, a little at a time, as a family and fair to in small What are you talking about?
First
You're
of
a
all, I want to say
mass-produced.
small quantities. Also,
What are you talking about?
that's definitely post prohibition.
Why does it say not for underage? Like, obviously.
Wait, I'm really confused. I could have sworn the whole time. Isn't the other one? Oh, that's why there's the 1946, right?
What is their deal?
Wait, I'm really confused. I could have.
Yeah, their whole
Wait,
shtick.
wait. Did I believe the marketing?
I think you got fished in by the marketing.
I think I got
dude.
fished in by the marketing.
Love for you to discover more about our home and our people
Well,
and our homemade.
Can I say something? It is creamy. It has a creamy mouthfeel.
Yeah.
I had to taste it quickly first because it's been quite a while since I've had Makers. Again, because I think we just haven't been getting it, right? Which means that I'd forgotten a little bit. It's very creamy. It has a nice creamy body. I
Creamy in like a buttery kind of way, creamy in like a frothed milk kind of way, or
Buttery, there's,
creamy in like a condensed milk kind of way.
like it's buttery
Okay.
and smooth, mildly sweet, kind of like corn, like corn husk.
That smells like butter and biscuits.
It is actually wow. I think the last time I had Makers, I just been slipping, and now it's time for the pickleback.
I don't have any fun facts to fill this to fill the noise, to fill the void this time.
I just like pickle juice. I like whiskey. I don't think I like them together. It's not bad, but I'll say if you ask me for picklebacks compared to what I've had, I think a Moss picklebacks actually. You know what I mean? If you made a martini, like a dirty martini,
Mm.
or like a pickle martini with the Moss, I think you would end up
Ooh.
with something really interesting. I could see it tasting okay. With the Uncle Nearest, it was fine. I think.
Well, you did that one with the banana pepper one,
No, I
right?
did that one with the regular one.
Oh, the amass or the
No, the makers. The makers.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I did the Moss with the banana pepper, and I did the Uncle Nearest with the garlic. I don't know. I'm finding that I just don't. I think I prefer it straight, especially the makers. Which, wow, I know some people out there can be like, "Well, it's just makers." Yeah, well, that kind of thinking is the reason why when we purchase lots of bottles and you see makers at 40 something dollars, you get something else, and then it slips, and then you're not drinking makers, and you kind of forget
You forget.
actually that this is a pretty good.
It's a great standard whiskey.
This is nice.
I think you have like a good collection of like I think a good ascending shelf order of of
Oh,
whiskeys.
oh, Buffalo. Okay, I know we're going into a whole little side thing here, but I didn't have the Buffalo Trace. It's been so long because mainly I couldn't find it for a price that was reasonable. I kept seeing it at $50, $45. I refuse to pay more than $35.99 for this guy because I know that's how much it fucking costs.
If that.
You know what I mean? And that's the problem.
Yeah.
You know, but oh man, I'm getting apples. Oh, oh, I forgot that we got magnums of this a long time ago, long before we did video.
Way back when I was a young boy.
Fucking delicious.
It's still good.
Fucking delicious.
Still an A+ in our hearts and minds.
What do you think about pickling and pickleback? Do you think that we should bring this back? Is there anything that you would like to see us pickleback? Perhaps some really expensive bottles, or perhaps some things that are a little bit more weird?
Well, I still got one more.
Oh,
I still got one more to pickleback.
do you?
Yeah,
I thought you. Oh, you never did a weird one.
I didn't do a weird one.
Oh,
I had to revisit. I had to
this guy's over here revisiting.
I had to do the rye a couple times just to make sure that
and
like,
a little Magus mark.
like my really like I was honed in on like what needed.
This is the tasting table. What is gonna be your weird guy? We didn't tell you, but we agreed that we each had to do kind of a weird one. I picked the Amos.
I kind of want to bring in our 13th man.
Oh my, you're fucking lying.
I kind of want to try our 13th man.
Oh my god. You know what? There's a reason I actually grabbed it. I have a fucking opinion. I think Aperol will pickleback.
Oh, do you want to give a little opinion on how, like who I should draft? Like what? How should I pair it? Or are you just gonna leave that one up to me?
I'm gonna leave it up to you, but I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it.
Okay.
Aperol, of course, if you don't know, is an aperitif, right? And it is grapefruit. No, Aperol is not grapefruit. That's Campari. This is still grapefruit, but it's like isn't it blood orange?
Yes.
Because it's not really the same. Because Campari is grapefruit. This is like blood orange. It's nice. It's sweet. You know it if you've had yourself a little prosecco, right? What else goes in a spritz better than Aperol? I'm looking at you.
I think here's my thought process. I thought the vegetal kind of aspect of the banana pepper mixed with the herbaceous and sweet citrusiness of the Aperol will do something interesting. And I think the Aperol will hit you with an initial sweet and bitterness. And then I think the banana pepper is going to follow that sweetness and complement it with a nice kind of vinegar twang. That's
okay.
my theory. Okay.
Okay.
So
Let's see.
I guess is this our final one, or are we gonna do like one more together after this?
We can do one more together.
Okay. And all right, let's find out. Okay.
I'm just sipping to that.
Okay. Kind of
Aperol
candy.
going down. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, it's candy. It's nice. It's sweet. I'm just staring at you. This is good radio. Just
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
That's not gonna.
I do not like that in a box. I do not like that with a fox. I do not like that Aperol. I do not like it with pickles at all.
You don't like Aperol? That's interesting.
I do like Aperol that I did not pair. I did not pair that well. I think
You
that
like
needed
Aperol, but not with pickle juice at all. If you drink Aperol, I feel like this is probably the worst way to do it.
Yeah.
My opinion, I thought that it would be an interesting one to have, only because it would be so terrible with pickle juice.
Wow.
It's actually the complete opposite thing that you would ever
Mm-hmm.
want to put Aperol with. What are we gonna leave the folks with?
I think we got to do it. I think we got to do the one that'll make the most people at home upset. What's the most expensive bottle, and how can we enjoy it
Oh,
with as little reverence as possible?
the midwinter night's dram. It's bottles, whatever. It's only $200 only.
Only that's
The cash app, but if Venmo's in the bio. And it is good.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm just sniffing something.
Dog, don't be sniffing
No,
stuff over there.
you go ahead. I'm just smelling.
So, Midterm Night's Dram, just in case you missed last week's episode, is a blend of straight rye whiskeys from High West.
They're rendezvous ryes that are finished in both tawny and ruby port casks.
Any age statements? Nah. Any information about it? Really? No. It's just an expensive bottle. And if you want to see us destroy bottles, if you want to see us disrespect the most delicious revered liquors of all,
Send us the bottles. You know, just buy our shit for us.
I forget. Yeah, don't give us money. Send us
just
liquor.
Send us a bottle.
I'm gonna go.
You want to see us review something? Just send us a thing.
I'm going with the banana pepper.
Oh God.
What you going for?
You know what? I actually thought this was the most quenchiest.
Did I tell you? You shouldn't have mixed it. It's pretty good, actually. It's
It
Pickleback.
is.
I just don't.
I had to try it again with the. Oh, but I tried it with the. You know what? No. You know what? I should have gone. Should have gone with my gut.
This is what you get when you have $200 liquor, $200 bottles of liquor, good friends, and pickle juice.
Does it pickleback? We shall see. Thank you for joining us on this bodacious adventure as we seek to find the answers of flavor
Across the 7 seas.
to ask the ultimate question: was that in good taste?
I don't think so.
That was delicious.
I'll be honest,
Okay,
that was crazy.
That pickleback. Okay, the slightly spicy.
I think it's because this is way better. I'm not joking.
This is a way
That's
better
great.
whiskey.
Oh my god, it was great with this. It
Okay.
was amazing.
This one pairs great
This
with
one,
a rye
this one was
whiskey.
amazing with that. It was
This
great.
one, the black garlic,
Mhm.
keep it around the sidelines.
Wow. Let us know what you want us to pickle, and remember,
Drinking's not required.
but it is
Recommended.
recommended. Wow, that does pickleback. That's actually, you know what?
Pickleback.
I'm actually kind of